Okay, I think we're live. Hi, everybody. My name is Richard Greenane. Welcome to our construction webinar. I'm a co-founder of ProcurementExpress.com, which is one of the world's top spend management companies. Today, we're going to talk about spend management in the construction industry. I'm joined today by my colleague, Mano. Mano's going to help us with questions. Hi, Mano.
Hi, Richard. Yeah, at the end of the webinar, you can just ask any question you like, and then I'll answer them. Well, actually, Richard will answer them. So just, you'll see there's a live chat on the right-hand side of the video. Just pop your questions over there, and then, yeah, we'll answer them live. So over to you, Richard.
Cool. So Mano's going to be checking out that live chat. I can't see it, but he's going to be passing on those questions to me live. So I've spent countless hours talking to construction companies about spend management and purchase control. Today, I'm going to try and identify some headaches in the construction industry and show you how well-implemented purchasing system can make your life in construction a bit easier. And I'm going to use that. I'm going to demo a little bit of demoing about our own product. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to use our product. Really, if you set up a proper purchase control system like our product, then it's going to help you to deal with these headaches. So firstly, some housekeeping. I'm sorry, but I'm a bit of a quick talker. Does mean that this webinar is going to go quite fast. And I do have an English accent. Sometimes that's difficult to understand. So if that's a problem, just make lots of notes. We can share this video with you at the end, and you can watch it again. If you want us to send you the video link, then please just say yes, please in the comments, and we'll do that for you. So just put yes, please in the comments, and Mano will take a note of that, and we'll send this video on to you. So at the end of this webinar, I'm going to share my personal email address with you all. And the reason why I do that is because if you have any questions at all about spend control, problems with your purchasing that you have right now that you don't want to share in an open forum, you can reach out to me, ask me some questions privately, and I'll help you as best I can. So let's make a start. So as I said, I want to talk about construction industry headaches, and we've identified a few, and we know that purchasing can help fix. So you start to order materials for your product or your project, sorry, and those items arrive on site, or you send Jimmy out to pick up some stuff in the truck. Jimmy picks up a load of stuff and gets a delivery docket for that stuff. By that time, everyone has been waiting for those materials to arrive on site, and the truck gets offloaded really quickly. So the materials are installed into the construction site somewhere or lost in the sea of other items in your stores. What happens to the delivery docket? So in all of the companies that I've spoken to over the last 4 or so years across the world, there have been 4 possible answers to that question. What happens to the delivery docket? So one answer is it gets put neatly into an in tray in the office and then stapled to the invoice when the invoice comes in. So if you do this or your colleagues do this every single time, then well done to you. This headache's solved for you. You don't need to listen any further. But I imagine that most of you don't. So answer number two that I've received is the site is muddy and the docket gets stuck to the bottom of a muddy boot and disappears off somewhere. Number 3, the lunch order is written on the back of it and a boy is sent out to collect the lunch. So all the sandwiches get written on the back and out it goes. Number 4, the docket's screwed up in a glove box of the truck or thrown in the back of the truck with all the other detritus. So how many construction companies do you think gave me the answer number 1 when I asked that question? Well, the answer is 1 out of 10. So that means that for 90%, the delivery docket sees 2, 3, and 4. It sees a muddy boot, it sees the lunch order, or it just gets screwed up. So with a purchasing system, you should be able to mark items as received and attach a snapshot from your cell phone of the delivery docket right against the order. And that way, your finance department are going to be able to see that delivery docket and know that those items arrived on site. So I'm going to try and show you that within Procurement Express. So I'm going to head on over to Procurement Express. I have a construction company set up, just a default construction company. I'll move that down a little bit. And I have a few things set up. I've got a purchase order here. It's marked as approved, this purchase order, but it's not delivered. We can go into our receiving items section, and we can mark these items as received, either in part or in full. So we can say, okay, we received 50 of those high-vis vests, and we received all 100 of those hard hats. And we can put a little note in to say part delivery. What we can also do is, so there we go, now says partially delivered, and it tells us what's been delivered and what hasn't. But what we can also do is we can attach the delivery docket. So I have a delivery docket here. We can attach that directly to the purchase order. So we can give it a name. Oops. Would be good if I could spell. Still didn't do it right. There we go. And once that delivery docket is attached, that's going to go in against the purchase order, and that means that finance departments and those people that are paying those invoices are able to see that delivery docket, see what's been ordered. So we've got that delivery docket. We can open that up at any time. The other thing that that you can do when you're receiving items is if there are damaged goods, things that come in that have, let's say it's a worktop for a kitchen and it's got a big scratch down it, you can take pictures of those damaged goods and also attach those to the purchase order as well. And that means that if you're in finance and you're the person that's having to haggle with the vendor or supplier in relation to that kitchen surface, then you've got all of the evidence in front of you. Okay, let's go on to another one. So I've worked in a few building sites in my time, and they're always very busy, lots and lots of things going on. A lot of construction companies still use paper-based purchasing books, and you're probably asking yourself, why are they not still okay? Well, actually they are, and they're pretty venerable. They've been around for a long time, and they work very well. You probably got 1,000 of them printed up in 2015, and you're probably working your way through them now, right? So they seem to work okay. Most people fill them out most of the time, and those that don't, you kind of have a word with them, and hopefully they do it. Well, what happens if you decide to collect some more information about company spending? You want to connect things like job number, or you want to collect something like the payment method used for a particular spend, or an expected delivery date associated with a particular job, or with the actual purchase. Let's say you're going to reprint the books again. Well, of course not, because that would be too expensive. You've got another 500 of them sitting in a box somewhere. So purchasing systems should allow you to create custom fields that you need to capture at any time. And I'm going to show you how Procurement Express does that. We can create any number of custom fields. So let me first show you, this is the default form that people would fill out by default when they first set up an account. So it's got some basic things in it like supplier and description, budget, unit price, tax rate, and so on. Some basic things. But we want to add something like I've mentioned, like a payment method or a job number. So we can go in and we can create a custom field, and we can create any number of these custom fields that you want to, either at the purchase order level, and I'm going to do 2, or at the line item level. So let's say we have payment method. Put that in. Let's make it a drop-down list so it's easy for people to choose from. And we'll say bank transfer, credit card, cash, check. I'm British, so let's spell it the British way. And what else? Let's say reimbursement. So you need to give money back to the... I can't spell today. There we go. Right. So we're not going to put it on the actual purchase order that gets created because it's internal only. So we leave that, and we're just going to save that. That's going to be available to us when we're creating a purchase. And let's create a line item custom field so you can see the difference. For this one, we'll make it expected delivery date, and we'll choose a date range. And we'll save that. So now when I go in and I create that purchase order, if you're watching on video, you can go back and see what it was like before. But now we can see payment method, and that's available to us, and we can check that, and we can see delivery date. And so a line item custom field is available to every line item that you add, so you can add more delivery dates. So this gives you a way to customize the purchase order to fit with the industry and or project that you're in. So you can get information from your users specific to the spend that they're making, so that you can see exactly where that spend is going. And those fields will now be available in all of your reports going forward. When you report out of Procurement Express, you're then able to say, show me everything associated with a particular credit card, or show me everything associated with a particular bank transfer, or a job number, or anything else that you decide to add to there. So then you can drill down into all of your data based on those things that you've added. So that's what all purchase order systems should be able to do for you. They should be able to should allow you to create any number of those custom fields that you want, so that then you can drill down into that data further. going to jump out of here, go back to our page. So I've just shown you two. I've shown you how you can create custom fields to fit with the types of projects that you work on. So you're collecting the right data from your users. So your users are filling out purchase order requests. You don't have to do that. The users are doing it. The staff on site, the project managers, the foremen, and so on, are filling out those purchase requests. They're filling out that detail for you, and they're collecting that information for you, so that when you come to look back on that in a report or through finance, then you're able to see everything that you need. The other thing is that you're able to track the deliveries into a particular site, see where it's come from, see who marked it off as being delivered, also capture things like delivery dockets and making sure that you've got those and they're stored against the purchase order, and also capturing things like damaged goods and things coming in. So what's the last one? Well, I think this is the best one. I don't know how many of you wonder what you're actually spending on a particular project. Maybe you don't see the real project spend until you've totaled up all of your vendor invoices at the end of a month or at the end of the project. Project spend can go up really quickly and without warning. You've only got to think, just think about, you keep that backhoe for an extra couple of weeks, or you get an extra 5 tons of hardcore too much or something like that. It all adds up. And you need to be able to keep track of all of that so that you guys make a profit. So procurementexpress.com allows you to split up your product spending into different separate budgets. So that might be something simple like assigning a budget to a particular project, just one budget, or it might be splitting those budgets out into different things like having walling and dry lining and groundworks and electricals and plumbing and so on tied to a different project. You could split it up in as many ways as you want to. Some people like that and some people don't. So when a member of your staff creates a purchase request, so when they fill out that form I've just showed you, they're going to assign the spend to a project and to a budget. That way, that spend gets assigned. So when it comes to for you to report on these things later, you can see exactly how much you've spent on a budget in real time. So everything gets categorized into the right pot. And you get this kind of real-time picture of what's going on. So I'm going to show you that now. I'm going to give you an idea of, I've set some budgets up in our demo account here. I'm going to go into those budgets, and I've set up a couple of projects. So one of the projects is called Coolridge Park, and it's got a project number 2345. Another one is called Oppingham Square, and it's got another project number 2678. These are actually real projects from different customers, obviously with the numbers changed and so on. So for each project, we have some different things like site safety, a cost associated with that, things like plant hire, subcontracting, walling, and so on. I can go in and I can filter based on project. So I can see everything associated with a different project. I've also got a general ledger code associated with each of these budgets. So you can see the first 4 digits is a general ledger code. So it maps to a particular cost center or general ledger within your accounts. And the other 4 is the project number. So if we look here, site safety has the same general ledger code associated with it, and so does walling. So we can drill down into this data in 2 or 3 different ways. So now I can click on filters and I can go by project. So I can say, let's look at how Coolridge Park is doing, and I can see the total value of Coolridge Park, and I can see what's remaining on those budgets right now. So at the moment, there's 3,200 been approved. There's only one purchase order in the system. It's been approved for site safety, and I can see that there's a less amount remaining than $35,000 there. I can also go in and I can do that, filter that based on cost code or general ledger code. So if I want 1,700, which I know is going to be site safety, I can see what's been spent on site safety across the board for all projects, and I can drill down into that. So doing that gives me essentially gives me my work in progress figures for a particular project at any given time in real time. So it gives me an idea of exactly what I'm spending on the project, and it means that I can adjust these budgets. I can adjust these budgets daily if I want to make sure that that we're able to make a profit out of the actual project itself. So it gives me a way to do that. So that's you can also report based on budgets. You can also work things out, like you can generate a report of your budgets into like an Excel sheet, and you can slice and dice that data even further. So I've skipped across these things. This is what I've shown you. I've shown you how you can collect the information you need by adjusting the amount of data or the types of data that you're collecting from your users at any given time, and adding new things to it. You can get control of your teams by making sure that those spend requests that they're putting in are approved by the right people. So they'll go through approval routes so that they're approved correctly, and then you can make sure that you're collecting things like delivery notices, goods received notices, and things like that, and attaching those to the same central location so that everybody can see them. And then you're able to report on those things by project, by budget, and get those work in progress figures that you need to check out kind of on a regular basis. So what else can you do? Well, if this is something that you like the look of, if you say, well, actually, I think I need a purchasing system, and I think that maybe Procurement Express might be able to help me out, we can do a specific demo that ties in with your specific business. We can talk to you about how your business works, and then adjust Procurement Express to fit with your business and show you how that might solve any business issues that you have. Come into the system, sign up for a trial, book a demo with us, speak to me directly, any of those things. Watch a video, product video. There's plenty of them online. See how we do this, and we can help you out. So, any questions?
I don't see any questions in the live chat at the moment. But yeah, guys, if you have any questions, you can just write them down in the live chat.
Yeah, so if you can see the live chat there, unfortunately I don't see it with my view, but if you see the live chat there, then write in your questions. If there's anything specific, any specific problem that you guys are having in relation to your industry, and then feel free to ask me. If you don't want to ask now, then there's my email address. Write me an email, and I'll help you when I can.